Pure Boys Podcast. You open your app, then listen to us, yeah. On and on, talking Christian movies, 'cause it's just the Pure Boys Podcast. Pure Boys Podcast. Pure Boys Podcast.
Hey. Did you say the F word?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
You got moving around a little bit. You were dancing to the theme song.
I was drinking water. I was moving around, and just the spirit moved through me, and it came out of me. And we record everything live, so the music is live. Everything's live. So just that's what happens. Sometimes sometimes the devil grabs you, and you let a big belch out.
Live to tape, though. I don't want any of the listeners thinking that when they press play, we get on some kind of machine and do the podcast for them.
No, that is how it works. We live inside, little tiny miniature versions of us live inside of their iPhones, and we are constantly performing for people. That's what we do for a living.
Wouldn't that be the best? That wouldn't be hack.
No, that would be the best. You're right about that. Yeah, that would be the mega best. I'd love it. I love it. What up, everyone? Welcome to Pure Boys Podcast. I'm Zachariah Ty Bryant.
And I am Jonathan Taylor.
And this week, we're talking about the 2020 film during the pandemic classic, Switched. A movie that is Freaky Friday if God did the freakiness.
I don't think the God can do the freakiness. The God?
I mean, maybe you didn't watch Switched, but God is clearly behind the freakiness in this.
I didn't watch the movie. I just watched the trailer, and I'm going to let you, and I'll just say some funny things.
Yeah, you're going to be talking about Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis the whole time. And I'm going to be like, no, it's not Jamie Lee Curtis. It's Madeline Bryn. Famous Instagram star, Madeline Bryn, or Byrne.
Is she a famous Instagram star?
She is. I used to follow her on Instagram because I thought she was a cutie pie, and now I don't think that. But, that's neither here nor there.
I think it's a bit there.
It is a bit there. But before we get into whether it is here or there, we need to start this episode like we start all of our episodes with the Pure Boys Prayer. God bless our podcast. God bless all podcasts. I love you. No. I love you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I feel like we do this Guess what, Jonathan? I love you.
I love you.
And I love Switched. I guess. I don't know.
That's a hard stance.
It is a hard stance. I feel like my brain got taken over by somebody else's brain.
I love you, God.
I love you, God. I wish that I could get my brain taken over by some. What if we switched bodies? That would be fun.
I was praying on it last night.
Oh, see, I watched it this morning, so I wasn't able. Wait, why don't we just close our eyes and pray, and then maybe we'll switch bodies? Are you ready?
Okay, 3, 2, Shamone. I'm myself.
Oh, I'm still myself. Oh, dang it. First thing I did, check my pants. Still myself.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I was just thinking, I gotta check my ween.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Philippines.
God switched our weens. Oh!
Thank God.
Man, yeah, thank God, for real.
Yeah. We both have medium sizes. Don't worry about it, fellows.
Yeah, we both take care of them really well. I thought I felt
since 1995.
Exactly. I thought I felt my underwear puff up with bush when I opened my eyes.
When you open your eyes?
Yeah, when I opened my eyes, I went woof, and it was like when Foxy Cleopatra shakes out her hair after she gets on the submarine, and it puffs up into an afro.
A whole lot of bush.
That was an Austin Powers impression at the end there.
Was it?
Yeah, it wasn't very good, but it was.
It was what it was, fellows.
Exactly. It was what it was, and what it was. So, Hey, how was your Easter? No, I guess this is coming out after the episode after Easter, so who cares?
Yeah, it's the episode after Easter, so let's recap Easter.
It's not the episode after Easter. It's the episode after Easter.
Well, my Easter was great.
We're past the Easter refractory period. I've already gone to church, and life is good.
I'm gonna tell you how my Easter was.
Fine, tell me about your Easter. Great. Tell me about your who cares?
It was great.
What'd you do? Did you do anything?
No. Did you?
Well, I crowd surfed across and I ate a bunch of Easter chocolates and no, I didn't do anything. I Skyped with my parents and it was nice. That's it.
Did you guys pray together?
Yeah, of course. After I Skyped with my parents, my wife and I spent the entire day in prayer together.
That's cool. Did you guys switch your drunk?
We did, yeah. We did. Yeah, I opened my eyes after praying and went, "Ah! What happened?"
Easter is too far along by now. I don't think we should talk about it.
You're right. Yeah, I think we should focus on Christmas. I think Easter's in our rear view mirror. Let's put Christmas in our fore view mirror and let's think about the birth of Christ.
Oh, birth.
Oh, the afterbirth of Christ. Hey, that's like a Cannibal Corpse song.
That's a holy afterbirth.
That is a holy afterbirth. Do you think like a goat ate it or something? Like it must have been disposed of in some way. Do you think like one of the goats or one of the other animals in the barn there ate it?
Yeah, it was probably the Lamb of God. That's where it comes from.
Oh, that's what they mean by he took away the sins of the world. He ate Jesus' afterbirth.
The holy afterbirth.
Pureflix, hit us up. Let us know if you want us to make an in-depth documentary about the afterbirth of Christ.
Lion of Judah 2, the afterbirth.
Hey, that sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I think we could sell that.
I think we could, yeah. I mean, we get the same CGI company. They would make the afterbirth. It would just be a red circle. And we'd go, well, I guess that's as good as it's going to get. Can't really do any better.
It wouldn't be like a Mobius blob of, like, pussing and...
like, it's alive.
Like, it's alive.
Ah! It's a miracle! Please kill me! It's a miracle!
Well, it's got to be alive too, right?
That's true. And then the pig, whatever his name is, eats it, and he just is
Horace.
Like, Horace the pig. Oh man, our Easter Spectacular was so great.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was like it came upon from heaven.
Exactly. Yes, it's like God rays shining down upon our sweet, sweet podcast.
There was a shot in this movie that we're about to review where light is coming through clouds, and all I can think about is God when that happens.
Well, those are called God rays, I think. That's what I've always called them, and maybe that's just my Christian as frick upbringing. I don't know, but I feel like that's what they're called, is God rays.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay God rays.
Exactly. That's wherever it shines, someone gets raptured there and sucked up into heaven against their will, obviously.
Will has nothing to do with it. It's God or no God.
Exactly. It's grace who has everything to do with it. Will is not involved. Will isn't getting up to heaven. That's for darn sure. I'll tell you that much.
You don't think he's getting up to heaven? Why not?
Because he's gay.
Gotta bleep that one.
No, not gonna bleep it at all. That's the truth of Christianity. I don't believe it, but other people do, so... Well, now that we got that out of the way, now that we've really established whether Will from Will and Grace is going to heaven or not, the answer is no, of course. Let's get into everyone's favorite segment on the show. As I started talking, I realized I didn't have the music queued up here, so...
I'm so nervous for this one.
Why?
Listeners. Fellows.
Nervous
I'm going to call our listeners fellows for some reason.
All right, fellows. Tune in your ears because it's time for
the Kevin Sorbo Tweet of the Week.
All right, this one's very sensual.
Oh, is it just a picture he posted?
Yeah, it's a spread eagle hawk
with
a big donger.
What's the tweet from Case Orbs?
Okay, it is, instead of banning guns, let's go to the source of the problem. Hashtag ban crime 2020.
Oh, that's like a nice, funny, tongue-in-cheek thing that old Mouthful of Sorbs is saying there.
Yeah, I think He's forgotten the year.
Wait, what was the hashtag? Ban crime 20 what?
2020.
Oh, Kevin. Wait, when was the tweet posted? I need exact time and day.
It was posted early in the morning. He's an early riser. Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Exactly.
8:37 a.m. April 1st, 2021.
Ooh, that is.
Oh, maybe that's April Fool's of it all.
That's a really good April Fool's prank to put the wrong year in the hashtag. People would be like, "Wait,
Yeah.
what year is it, Kevin? Oh, you got us."
Yeah, but a very serious tweet about banning guns.
I agree. Also, Kevin doesn't seem to understand that crime is illegal. Crime is banned. That's what crime. That's the definition of crime. Oh, never mind. He's being just a cheeky monkey. That's all it is.
Yeah, there's a bunch of replies telling him that things are illegal, but
Telling him to shut his stupid mouth.
yeah. And then a bunch of right-wing people saying leftists are crazy.
Well, that is the expression. Leftists be crazy.
Lefties be crazy.
Mm-hmm. Lefties aren't right. That's for sure. Why isn't that
Have you
taken
ever
off?
given yourself a lefty?
Yeah, primarily. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so at this point. Yeah.
I'm
33?
working on it.
Well, it just takes practice.
I know it takes practice, but it's hard. You really gotta
It is.
push yourself.
Yeah, you got to really focus. Because your left
Yeah.
hand's, I assume you're right-handed, much like I am. Because
No.
left-handed is for the devil. That's why they used to beat it out of people in school.
When you're really down and you really need something to focus on and something to improve your life, I had two options. I could run a marathon or do lefties. And I went with lefties.
You know what? It's just as much training, though. It takes just as much dedication to the craft.
Focus.
Yeah.
Mental fortitude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm halfway there.
Ooh, tough. Giving yourself centuries right now.
Yeah. And then I got to finish off with the right.
Of course. Of course. Can't get all the way with a century.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Kevin Sorbo, for that healthy, wealthy, and wise tweet. You're
We love you.
we love
Thank
you.
God.
You're a prince of this generation. Great, Kevin. Thank you again.
I'm still nervous.
Nervous that he's gonna find out and tweet our show and talk about how much he loves us. Get us all that
That our
exposure.
Rabbit fans are gonna get upset about that tweet.
No, I don't think so. Why would they
I
get
think
upset
they love
about that?
guns.
Oh, well, that's true. But, we're much like Amerigeddon. We're going to take down this God and gun culture. So I'm not too worried about that, ultimately.
What are you gonna replace it with?
Like avocado toast and soy culture, I guess. Cock culture.
No God?
No. A golden calf that we worship.
Pagans rule.
Pagans rule. That's the new slogan for the show. Pure Boys Podcast. Pagans rule.
Is there any media streaming service that shows pagan movies?
Pegging movies? Yeah, probably lots of
Pegging.
streaming services. Yeah. I bet you could just look up pegging streaming and you'd find endless amounts of videos that would suit your whims.
That's not what I meant.
I know what you meant.
That's not what I
I
meant.
know. It's just pegging sounds like pegging, so this is funny.
It does sound like pegging.
I'm being-
And send us an email of all your pegging tricks.
Exactly. Send us if you give yourself righty or lefties, and send us all your pegging videos to pureboyspod@gmail.com or tweet at us at pureboyspod on Twitter, or head to our Instagram page, pureboyspod. We have posted nothing on there and nobody follows us, and we follow one podcast. So who cares about Instagram? What else do we have? What other-
Everybody cares about Instagram.
I know.
The tweens are all about it.
Man, and if there's one thing that we know about thanks to the movie Switched, it's teens and how they operate. This
That is
week,
very true.
we're talking about the 2020 Madeline Bryn, Denise Richards, guy from Dukes of Hazzard classic, Switched.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna say Guy Fieri. What if Guy Fieri was Kate Sharp's father in this? That would have been great.
That would have been a better movie. Well, no, I know. You know what? I say that, but I liked her dad in this movie. Her dad was my favorite part of the movie. So I don't think I would have preferred it if Guy Fieri was Cassandra's dead dad, and we see a flashback to him, and there's like a little flashback, or like he's in a picture, like a family photo or something like that. That would have been great for me. It'd just be like, why is there a picture of Guy Fieri on the wall? And oh, Dad, we miss you. It's been 15 years since you died in that horrible flavor accident.
Yeah, you probably only have to pay Guy Fieri like $100,000 to put his picture up on the wall. It's like an easy get.
You probably don't have to pay him anything to just print out
You
a
don't
picture
think?
of him off the internet and tape it to your wall. You could just do that and say, oh, the set designer did that. So we rolled with it.
I heard that Guy Fieri is very litigious.
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 You're probably right. I mean, when you've cultivated that kind of personality and you're that much of a character, when you're a real Katie Sharp in the world, as it were, you need to hold on to that brand as tight as you can.
He was his generation's Katie Sharp.
Exactly. Yes, that's the truth. Guy Fieri is the Katie Sharp of Gen X, I guess. What
The Harley Davidson generation.
Exactly. Yeah. The people who wear shirts that say worship the best or die like the rest, you know?
That has to go on Instagram, toot sweet.
My Harley Davidson shirt? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It should. Yeah.
That's like #1 stunner.
It's true. I'll put it up there. Yeah. I don't like using Instagram, so I don't really. Do you want to be in charge of the Instagram? I don't want to be in charge of it. I don't like it. So
I have refused downloading that app throughout my existence, and I've wanted to. I've really wanted to for the show, but I haven't yet.
Well, you could just use it on the internet like I do. I don't have the app. I just use it on the internet. Works just fine.
What's the internet?
What is the internet? You know what? It's a series of tubes, as far as I'm concerned, invented by Al Gore. So
Al Gore?
Al Gore, yeah.
Not Katie Sharp.
No, Al Gore. That's
Switched.
a good name, Al Gore.
Al Gore.
One word, Al Gore, like Igor, but Al Gore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have this plan to write a play with you.
Oh, okay.
No, you can't. Yes, I can't. Yes, I pubes.
What's it called?
It's a bit of a mouthful.
It's called No You Can't. Yes, I Can. Yes, I
Pubes.
Pubes.
Yes.
Uh-huh. What's this play about?
Well, right now it's just the song.
Okay, that's good.
No, you can't. Yes, I pubes. Yes, I pubes.
What do you think about naming our Malibu Dan special Yes, I Pubes?
I think Yes, I pubes.
Malibu Dan, The Family Man, Season 2, Episode 1, Yes, I Pubes.
Starring Slitheracci.
Starring Slitheracci, of course. Hey, what's this movie that we watched? Switched.
In the pants.
It's fine. You know what? I'm going to give it up to Switched, though. I got to praise God for a second here. Give it up to Switched. This movie, I think, is the closest a Christian movie has ever come to, like, finding out how to appeal to actual young people. Or, like trying really hard to dial in what young people like. I was honestly kind of impressed with, like, how switched on they were with social media and putting all the, like, emojis and junk on the screen and all that kind of stuff. I was like, okay, this is good. Kids love Denise Richards. They love the guy. They love the dad from Smallville. Yeah. They love Christmas Jones. Of course they do.
Is it because of that movie where she's in the pool?
Wild Things. No, is that Wild Things?
Yeah, Wild Things.
I think it's because of the line from Die Another Day where James Bond goes, and I thought Christmas only came once a year. And you go, that's
why they like Denise Richards.
That's a gross double entendre, James Bond. I don't like that. You're not supposed to say things like came in a double entendre. That kind of defeats the purpose of it.
Yeah, human came.
Yeah, you're not supposed to look into the camera and go, I can't believe Denise Richards came twice in this movie. You go, I don't like it.
I agree with your sentiment.
Thank you.
I am so far removed from this generation that I couldn't give a darn. But they did create a Chris movie that does appeal to the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
The emojis, dealing with bullying. I think having a strong anti-bullying message was kind of nice.
A lot of people are dabbing, which is pretty cool.
I
and
think that's so cool.
Like,
I'm so on board with dabbing.
that's how
I
they got-
hated dabbing for a long time.
No, dabbing is where it's at. That's the cool thing. I hated that you hated dabbing. I feel like you missed out on a whole thing.
I was very in a bad place. My life was in shatters.
Oh,
and
no.
I think that was reflected in my hate for dabbing. But I was born again.
Hey, that's perfect. You got baptized in the waters of dab, and now here you are. You're dab.
You ever do a super dab?
Like Super Dab Osborne? No, I haven't. What's Super Dab?
I think you just dab to both sides.
Oh, sure, I've
quickly.
done that. Yeah, I've done a super dab for sure. Bring it back. Bring back the shocker. Bring back dabs. Bring back planking. Bring it all back. It's all cool.
Planking, I'm down for.
Mhm.
As long as it's not danger.
No, of course not. Don't plank on train tracks. Don't plank in front of a moving tank. Don't plank on, just don't plank in front of stuff that could run you over.
Like, I thought planking was so, popular that somebody was going to be planking on the Eiffel Tower or something as, like, a spectacle.
They probably did. I bet David Blaine planked on, he planked on the Leaning Tower of Pisa or something like that.
I don't think that's true. You don't have any evidence to substantiate that.
I have a DVD that's called David Blaine Plank, and it's him planking in the most dangerous spots in the world. And that's
I think that's just about his expression.
Oh, and they just missed.
Got a very planked.
The P is flipped upside down. The B is flipped upside down.
Yeah, blanked.
Planked. Plank check, word association.
Yeah, coming and gone.
Exactly. What is Switched about? What is this movie about, John?
Well, it's a Switch movie.
It's a Switch.
Yeah, it's as simple as a 1, 2, 3 switch, and they get into it very quickly. It's 14 minutes in when they get switched.
Well, sure, that's the premise. You don't want the switch to happen at like an hour and 10 minutes. You gotta switched. That's the movie. That's the premise. You gotta get to the switch.
Well, these Christian films, I don't know when they're going to get to the plot. It could be like halfway through the movie for all I know.
That's a good point. You gotta cram in a lot of God stuff before that.
Let's pause this episode, watch every Switched movie, and see when they get to the Switch.
Good call. All of them took place at 14 minutes. That's kind of incredible.
Ooh, that's eerie.
It's like they all took
God stuff.
They all took the same script and just crammed in different things into it. This one stars Vince Vaughn. This one stars Jamie Lee Curtis. This one stars Jennifer Love Hewitt.
A lot of them star Vince Vaughn.
Would you say 13 Going on 30 is a Switch type movie?
Yeah.
Or Big? Is that like a Switch type? That's not really a Switch type movie.
Big's on another. That's more like freaky deaky sex stuff.
Yeah, I don't think 13 Going on 30 would be considered a Switched movie either. I think 13 Going on 30 and Big are in the same category, but they're not in the same category as Freaky Friday or Switched, or I literally can't think of any other movies that have this premise, but I know there's other movies like it.
Well, there's 3 movies called Freaky Friday, so that counts as multiples.
You're right about that, yeah. Let's see. Body Switched movies. Wow.
Did you like Big and the large version of a small boy having sex with a...
The Hot Chick. That's a Switched movie. Rob Schneider's The Hot Chick. That's a Switched. Yeah, that's a Switched movie. Change Up?
The new version of Jumanji a Switched movie?
Oh, that's a good question. I like the sequel might be. Yeah, no, because Jack Black doesn't go into the body of a teen girl. Oh, that's a sentence I wish I could take back.
But a teen girl does go into the body of Jack Black. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like it's got to be
no reciprocal.
No, like 9 Lives wouldn't count. The Kevin Spacey classic 9 Lives wouldn't count because a cat doesn't go into Kevin Spacey's body. He goes into a cat's body.
But they should have done that.
Well, of course they should have done that. Down to Earth, that doesn't count either. The Chris Rock classic. I'm just looking at all these the list of movies here.
Downton Abbey doesn't count
No,
because it doesn't have anything switching.
You know what the ultimate Switched movie is? And this one is the perfect example. Face Off.
Yeah, using science to switch.
Exactly. All other movies use supernatural ways. Face Off is the only one that had the courage to go, why don't we just cut off their faces and just put their faces on the other bodies?
Yeah, the cojones.
Exactly. We won't change anything else about them, but we'll just change their faces and their hair, I guess, somehow.
Do you think those guys got switched to junk? I guess not, because it was just faced off.
Just face stuff. Yeah. So
Instead of like rubbing his wife's face, he could have just like shown her his junk.
she'd be like, your junk looks so weird now. And he'd be like, I know. They took my face off. And she'd go, what? What are you talking about, honey? I don't understand. Give me the face waterfall that you do.
That is a dialogue that is hard to write.
Yeah. Well, we'll put that in our Malibu Dan episode. Maybe our Malibu Dan episode will be a Switch thing.
Who gets switched? Farley Marty?
No, I feel like Dan has to get switched with somebody.
What if Arlen got switched with Reggie?
Like, okay, wait a minute. That's not what our Malibu Dan episode is going to be about, but that is going to happen in it. That's going to be a B plot that happens where Reggie and Arlen switch brains, and then like it's just kind of happening in the background of scenes. Whenever they're on screen, they're talking about how their brains got switched, and then it just kind of gets resolved somehow, and we don't really ever see or care about it. There's other stuff. Dan's exploring his Infinite Rooms house with Slitheracci or whatever.
I like it being reverted to the background. Like they don't even talk about it.
Well, how would we know it's happening then?
Well, there's where the ingenuity comes in.
It's
it's
them in the background looking at their junk in their pants going, this isn't mine. I don't understand. Yeah.
A bunch of mirrors are involved.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they see themselves in the mirror, and it's Reggie and it's Arlen, and that's good. I like that.
Yeah, it's art.
I do love the idea of just two inconsequential characters getting it done, and it doesn't affect anything, and you just, and by the way, like at the end of the episode, they do mention it, but it's at the very end of the episode when everyone's kind of congregated back together. Reggie and Arlen go, Dan, we prayed and our brains switched bodies for a week. Did you not notice that like Arlen and me were like acting crazy for a while there? And Dan's like, nah, I was doing my own thing. I had my own stuff going on.
Yeah, I had my own switch thing.
Slitheracci and I went on an adventure together through time. I don't care about your body switching.
Who's cool enough to switch with Dan though? Maybe like that's hard.
Maybe
Bam?
I don't think you could handle it. That would be a pretty funny episode though, to switch like that, and then we just focus on like Dan in Bam's body just living this insane life, and then he switches back to his body and goes, my life is garbage.
Yeah, what if that's the whole season? Is Dan switches with a new person every episode?
And he just sees it from their perspective.
Yeah.
One episode, he switches with Farty Marty, and he gets like gaslit by his wife the whole time, and he's just like, God, this life is miserable. They plan their arguments. Like, I hate these people.
I love planning your arguments, though.
Me too. Yeah, it's efficient, you know?
It's efficient.
It's efficient. And now I'm obsessed with the idea of body swap movies. I want to know what other ones there are. But I think Face Off is the perfect one, and I don't think we can do better than Face Off.
There is another one on PureFlix where the daughter and son switch with their parents.
Oh, does that star Rob Schneider? No, not Rob Schneider. Pauly Shore? I think that stars Pauly Shore.
I don't believe that's a Pauly Shore.
Well, Pauly Shore did make a movie like that.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah. Guy?
I think he's above that.
What's the other Christian one? Are we reviewing that one next week to see how it compares to Switched? Because I can tell you it's probably not better. It's probably not better though.
No, it's probably way worse.
Like, there's already enough weird stuff in this movie where, like, the bully girl who gets switched wants to frick the other girl's brother, and so she's just in his sister's body being like, you're so hot, and it's like, what is going on? Like, I don't like how this is damaging their actual relationship. It's feeling gross.
Yeah, but her brother is hot, and you gotta get it.
He's not hot. He's like,
no,
he's pretty average. Like, he's a 6 out of 10, and I'm a 10 out of 10. So a 10 recognizes a 6 from a mile away.
Yeah, he's set up as being old school cool when it comes to this high school. Like, he's graduated, move on, but he was like the star of the soccer team.
Which, again, nobody would care about. That means nothing. No school has a star soccer player. I'll tell you that for sure. In America.
It depends on the school, man. Some people love hot cross buns. Some people like pretzels.
You're right.
It's the
but
same thing.
no American school likes pretzels. I'll tell you that much. They're all about hot cross buns.
I don't know, a soft pretzel with some cheese sauce? Ooh
That's really
wee.
good. That is really good. You're right. Here's the funny thing about this movie is it's like, oh my God, Katie Sharp is so hot. She's the hottest girl in school. She's so cool. But they live in Louisville.
I don't know why that tickled me
I don't know
so.
why either. But like they're always raving about how cool and how hot she is, but they're in Louisville, Kentucky. Like it's just this like it's like, okay, cool, good for her. Like everyone's just like, oh my God, life is so crazy here. It's like it's Louisville. It's like not even anything. You're known
Do you
for
think
baseball
anybody's
bats.
gone to Juilliard from Louisville, Kentucky?
I think Cassandra went to Juilliard from Louisville. Yeah.
Julia Gulia.
Exactly. Try saying Cassandra went to Juilliard from Louisville. I said it perfectly there, but it's hard to say.
Clay Evans is the hot brother from,
Switched.
Switch.
The movie we're talking about. 2020's filmed during the pandemic. Denise Richards classic Switched.
Can you go through that again?
The 2020 filmed during the pandemic. Denise Richards classic Switched.
Was this filmed during the pandemic?
According to IMDb trivia, it was the only piece of trivia on it.
Man, why would you
Why do you think
subject yourself?
Everyone's hugging so much because they gotta.
Yeah, nobody's wearing masks in this movie whatsoever. And those halls are crowded with tweens.
Oh, yeah, you bet they are. So, yeah, Cassandra is like a boring girl at school, and Katie is like the hot, mean girl. And so she's really mean to her. She dumps rotten milk on her one day. Well, she doesn't dump it on her. Her friend dumps it on Cassandra.
Yeah,
Katie
but
films
it's orchestrated so Katie can film it and put it on her Twitter-like social network.
The Social is what it's called.
The Social.
The Social.
.com.
Exactly. And so that night, Cassandra's like, please, God, switch my body with Cassandra or Katie's. Let Katie know what it's like to walk in my shoes. And so they wake up the next morning.
She says please.
She does say please, yeah, which is good. Please and thank you, which is what we should be incorporating more.
We should, but it's really cumbersome, I think. Like I've tried to incorporate it into this podcast, and it just isn't godly.
I know, it's weird, hey? Yeah. But it's fine. It's unnatural to say please and thank you. It's gross.
One thing that I wanted to clock, when the video gets posted of the milking, there's a comment, and it just says, "What an idiot."
They're not wrong.
Yeah, a stupid idiot getting milk dumped on you.
Walked into a room and had a Ziploc bag with milk dumped onto you. Like, the way that that's set up, they would have had to, like, get a ladder, and they would have had to climb up above the door and duct tape that bag above the door, and then got a string and ran it up into the rafters and then down again. Like, it's a complicated setup when they could have just dumped milk on her. Like, if that's all it amounts to.
Well, the janitor helps them out with all their pranks.
Yeah, well, the janitor wants to get on Glam Slam, so he's like, yeah, it's cool. I'll totally help you out. Everyone's just using you, Katie.
Yeah, he wants to be the art director for Glam Slam.
Exactly. All my life I've been a janitor, but I'd rather be the art director for Glam Slam.
And the janitor is a woman, but
yeah,
she does sound like that.
That is how she talks, because she's just lived a hard life. She's a janitor. She's been breathing in chemical fumes and cleaning products all this time.
Exactly. The smoking and the chemicals, bad combination.
Yeah, she dabs. I'm talking about drugs. That's the kind of dabs she's doing, not the kind of dabs we're doing.
I love Glam Slam.
Katie, put me on your Glam Slam.
Rotten milk? Yeah, I'll dump that on her.
Oh, I used to be a professional wrestler, Katie. This is how we all talk.
Beautiful woman, though.
Oh my God, it's Denise Richards.
Twin.
That would be great if only Denise Richards pulled double duty in this movie.
Yeah, if she played both moms and the janitor and the science teacher.
Yeah, and the girls who were switched and just everything. She plays everybody in this movie. This is a Denise Richards vehicle.
Yeah, this was her shot.
And she shot it.
Yep.
Yeah. So Cassandra prays. They wake up the next morning in different bodies, and like Katie or
Like each other's bodies, not just like random different.
They don't end
bodies.
up in the janitor's body. They end up in each other's bodies.
What if they both went into the janitor's body?
Like one controlled the left side, one controlled the right side.
And they had to learn to work together.
Exactly. And the janitor's brain got split in half and put in their body. So they just both like
dumb. That's a movie.
That is a movie. That's a movie. So the first thing I thought of, though, was the sheer panic Katie must have felt when she woke up in Cassandra's body, because Cassandra wears glasses. So Katie woke up and just couldn't see and must have just been like, oh my God, like, oh, I'm having a stroke. Like, she must have freaked out. That would have been terrifying to be able to see your whole life and then wake up one morning and not be able to see. Oh my God.
Vision issues are no joke. I remember waking up one time and seeing like red out of one eye. And
what?
I thought something was wrong. Turns out
you got your red
was
wings.
just something in my eye, and I blinked a couple of times and it was gone.
What was in your eye?
I thought I was dying.
What was in your eye that made you see red? Were you listening to that great Sublime song with Gwen Stefani?
I think it was a fruit roll-up.
Oh, okay.
Like really thin.
Yeah, you were 31 years old and you were eating fruit roll-ups in bed like an adult, and you fell asleep and it slapped over your eye. I get it. I see how it happens.
The thing is, kids, when you get older, you can eat whatever you want, whenever you want, and that means grilled cheese at 9 a.m.
Yeah, of course.
A fruit roll-up at 12 at night.
In bed, of course.
Yeah, you could eat it in your eye. Did you know you could eat it in your eye?
I didn't. I know you can. Some people can squirt milk out of their eye. Which, why milk?
Yeah.
Why? Whenever people squirt stuff out of their eye, it's always milk. Why?
Well, it can't be piss.
Oh, that's the only reason why. I would have preferred it.
Reason.
I would have preferred it to be piss, but instead, the Guinness told me to put it on TV. It would have to be milk. Usually, if I'm in the bar doing it for my friends, it's piss. But here at the Guinness World Records, I have to do milk.
Exactly. Guinness demands milk.
I mean, here's the thing. Some jabroni has the longest world record for longest milk squirt out of eye. You could just do it again for piss if you wanted. There's nothing stopping you from doing that.
It'd probably be easier, you'd think.
Yeah.
Like less gummy.
Probably. And it's sterile, so like you wouldn't get an infection or anything like that.
Is milk sterile?
I don't think it's pasteurized, but I don't think it would squirting it through your eye. I don't know how that works.
Why is it milk?
Yeah.
I was just joking with piss, ladies and gentlemen.
No, you weren't. You're currently drinking a mug of a hot, frothy You're trying to squirt that out of your eye.
Are you trying to tell everybody that I'm drinking a hot, frothy jug of piss?
Yeah, I'm trying to tell people that I tried to get into the Guinness World Records for the largest Dane Cook product collection, and they wouldn't accept my record, and also you have to pay $1,000 to get into the Guinness World Records book, and I was like, I don't have that kind of money.
So they said no, and you would have to pay us $1,000.
Well, the $1,000 is what stopped me. I didn't necessarily apply for it because I saw you have to pay $1,000. Now, well, I'm not doing that. So instead, I went to worldrecords.com and I sent my application in there, and I have not heard back from them yet. But I took a picture of all my Dane Cook DVDs. I have all of his movies and all of his concerts. I have every Dane Cook thing, and a hat, and a scarf, and a toy of Crotch Duster McQueen. I have all the Dane Cook stuff, and they didn't accept my record, so thanks for nothing.
Don't you think Dane Cook has all those things, plus his clothes?
I mean, yeah, probably, but Dane Cook doesn't get to apply for that. That seems like cheating to me. In fact, in my world record, I wrote that you can't apply for this world record if you are Dane Cook. That's true. I made sure to include that just in case Dane Cook was like, well, I have a box of 3,000 t-shirts. I think I win, right? No. That doesn't count.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you included that in your request.
Yeah.
Let's start our own record label.
Call it Def Jam.
Yeah. That's what I was getting at.
Did you like that Cassandra woke up in Katie's house and was like, oh my God, this place is a mansion? And then Katie woke up in Cassandra's house and walked outside and was like, this place is a slightly smaller mansion than the mansion I live in.
Her house is beautiful. Cassandra's house is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is maybe a little smaller, has a little bit smaller of a yard, but they both live very privileged lives.
Yeah.
And
considering that
one has a Porsche, though.
Well, exactly. But considering Cassandra's mom is a single mom who we never see work, like, what is she? She must be a lawyer or something. Like some kind of, if she's a single income household and she's living in a house like that and her son's going to college, like, she's got to be making buku bucks, whatever she's doing.
Yeah, maybe she got a good inheritance or something, but maybe she's just a working professional that makes a great living for her children.
I'd like to think that that's the correct answer. Yes.
Yes, she's leading with love. What is it?
That's it. Lead with love.
Yeah, and that means buco money.
Mm-hmm. Did you were you annoyed when the girls got their brains switched that they didn't like start trying to act like each other? Like they immediately just went to their own lockers and like you know that everyone sees you as the other person. Why are you not even trying initially to pretend to be that other person? You're just acting like yourself and everyone's going, what are you, losing your mind right now? It was so annoying.
I got that initially, but that occurs for like days. Like they don't even try for a long period of time. They don't even try to pray that night to get into back into each other's bodies.
You'd think that'd be
they wait like
first
a couple
thing.
of days.
Don't even do it at night. Just like, hey, let's go to the girls' bathroom and pray on the tile real quick and just get back into our own bodies real quick, please.
Or the gender neutral washroom.
No, that doesn't exist in a Louisville, Kentucky school. No way. It is women's and men's, and that's it. And handicapped, and that's it.
They do have soccer, though.
They do, yeah. Just because you don't believe in God doesn't make him not real. That's exactly what it means. Correct. One of my favorite lines.
Yeah, it's a great episode. They're in the Porsche.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Ah, I love that Porsche.
Ah, Cayenne. Is it? I don't know what it is. I don't know cars. I'm not a gearhead.
Yeah, it's a Porsche Spicy.
Ooh, muy caliente. Frank Caliendo.
So the rest of the movie happens in the Porsche.
Exactly, yeah. I call them idiots so much in my write-up because they're just being idiots. Like they're just going to each other's lockers and just like wearing, I look like dumpy Cassandra, so I'm still gonna wear pink and dress like this. Like you're not even just try a little bit. You can't just not be yourself.
Yeah, the only thing that Kate has to do in this new body is be nice to Abby, and she cannot do it.
She needs to be blackmailed into doing it.
Yeah. Be nice to a person? Oh my gosh.
No way. Why can't I be catty to everybody? Oh my god.
Oh my god. Did you clock the score in this movie? How loud it is and how aggressive like the underneath the music is? It is just
It's like the Seinfeld theme.
Yeah, over and over and
constantly.
over again.
Switching bodies and yeah.
And sometimes it's quiet for the emotional scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like an orchestral score for those scenes.
Yeah, real emotional stuff.
Beautiful.
It kind of takes you out of the movie.
Oh yeah, well, especially when it's like. Like, what is this? This is such a weird choice.
Yeah. They should have really cut that last part out.
I did like when they were eating lunch together the first time, and like it's gonna be hard to describe who people are, so we're just gonna call them Cassandra and Katie, but just know that they're in the other person's body. That's the easiest way to explain it, I think.
That's how I did my notes.
Yeah, so Cassandra is like about to eat a slice of pepperoni pizza, and Katie's like, you are a vegetarian. Or she goes, aren't you a vegetarian? Don't eat that. And then Cassandra goes, you're the one who's a vegetarian, and just eats this pepperoni pizza. It's like so childish. I loved it.
Yeah, but it's Cassandra's first act of defiance. A real big F-U to Kate.
Mm-hmm.
And
Katie, please.
that's
Katie
big
Sharp.
for her because she has social anxiety.
She tells us that twice in the movie. I have social anxiety.
At least twice,
Yeah.
if not 20 times.
Did you like that the school's motto was Cougar Pride? And then they just every time they'd say Cougar Pride, I thought, well, Denise Richards is in this. I agree. Yeah.
I don't remember hearing Cougar Pride once.
Nobody says it, but it's on a bunch of clothing. Like everyone's like the cheerleaders' outfit says Cougar Pride on it. Katie's boyfriend, his jacket says Cougar Pride on it. Cougar Pride is their thing.
Oh man, we should talk about Kate's boyfriend for a bit.
Okay.
What a man. That's all I have to say.
He is a real
Tall boy.
He's a real star fricker, if you know what I'm saying. He's
trying to frick them stars to get them views.
Exactly. He's trying to get likes. He's trying to get followers. Oh my God, this video got me 100 new followers. Wow, your life is so empty.
But that's Kate's life too. I mean, all she cares about the views, so they're kind of the perfect relationship.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Until Kate grows.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Thanks to the healing power of God and youth group, Katie starts to grow up and realize that, like, maybe God is dope, and maybe I should hashtag forgiveness, and maybe I should yeet my old ways and love the Lord.
Thank you for putting that into terms that the kids could understand. You really nailed it there.
Hey,
I'm glad this movie doesn't shy away from God like some Malibu Dan situations.
Coward Malibu Dan. Put God in all your episodes. Our episode's gonna have maybe Dan switches bodies with God.
With God.
There we go. And God, after being in Dan's body, God goes, I have to destroy the world again. I have to flood the whole world.
Floods are coming, and the only people we're saying is Jess and Farty Marty.
Yeah, well, exactly. No, Farty Marty is the one who, like, convinces him to destroy the world. He's saving Arlen. He's saving Arlen and
He's
Frayne.
saving Arlen, no!
Arlen and Frayne, the only two people on the ark.
That is the worst life.
Yeah. Well, what if he saved Arlen and Nicole?
Oh no!
How unfortunate for Nicole to be like,
Nicole.
Really, God? She just dives off the ark into the turbulent waters.
Oh no!
Not worth it.
She would definitely slam her face into the water.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and then or she'd feed herself to a lion or whatever. Like something would happen.
Maybe she'd just like get with the lion.
Well, then the lamb laid down with the lion. That's some Twilight stuff right there.
Yeah, and then whisper sweet nothings into the lion's ear, and then it becomes sentient and eats Farty Marty.
And that's how humans gain wisdom in the future version of the Bible.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. You can't shop out of a dumpster. It's free. It's not really the lesson they were trying to go for there, lady.
But she's right.
She's right, but she's also wrong. Like... Just because something's free doesn't mean it's not shopping. You can still shop in a dumpster. You're just ripping bags open instead of looking through racks of clothing.
Yeah, it's called being fastidious? No, that's not right.
Desperate?
Yeah, disparate.
Disparate, yeah, exactly. Disparate notions.
I'm so happy when they have a switch fight. Anytime they have a switched argument...
Mm-hmm. In public, yelling each other's names at each other.
I'm Cassandra.
Cassandra, you're ruining my life. Why is Cassandra saying that to Katie? Are they just projecting? What's happening right now?
It's kind of weird that nobody is like, hey, are you guys switched?
Yeah, I thought it was weird that they didn't bring like Abby in on it or something. Like I feel like you could trust Abby. You couldn't trust Katie's friends, but you could probably trust Abby with that information and be like, "Hey, we're switched. How do we on Freaky Friday ourselves?"
They do confront Clay Aiken.
Yeah, and he goes, "I don't know anything about that dumb garbage. I'm not helping you."
Yeah, like towards the end where everything's getting like sweet and they're like trying to work together and become godly, and they call. Like,
they call him
you're on your own. What are you talking about?
He just doesn't help them. And He's just like, I don't know. They're like, whoa, Clay, please help us. We prayed and our brain switched. And he goes, I don't know anything about that. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. Why is this scene in here?
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And you really think, because Clay is, this nice brother. He runs the prayer circle or whatever.
Yeah,
and
youth group.
Very sweet boy.
Yeah. And like totally frickable in Katie's eyes, which are Cassandra, his sister's eyes for most of this movie. Very weird.
Maybe his junk switched with somebody.
Maybe. I hope so. Like, for everyone's sake, I hope that he got junk switched with somebody.
Oh, he's the most unbelievable popular guy ever.
Like, well, that's what I mean. Louisville, Kentucky. Like, yes, believably, that guy could be the most popular guy in Louisville, Kentucky. Sure, why not?
Yeah, I just don't see it.
Oh,
my brain.
Your brain got
switched. I'm trying to
switched.
think of the blonde guy that does all the cooking stuff that we talked about earlier. I've been trying to think of his name for like ever now.
Guy Fieri?
Yeah, I've been trying to think of Guy Fieri's name for multitude of jokes, but couldn't think of it.
Well, now you've thought of it because I told you it.
Yeah. Teen Bond.
Dab. So, okay, real quick. Cassandra's trying to get into Juilliard. She's got an audition, even though clearly the actress who plays Cassandra does not know how to play the guitar or even sing, I'd wager. I don't think she does either of those things in this movie. We never see her hands playing the guitar. It's always shot from like top of guitar up. And then when she's singing, it's like professionally produced music. I don't think this is you singing it. And so she's got a Juilliard audition, and then Katie is auditioning.
Juilliard.
She's trying to get in. She's got an interview with this, I don't know, social media site called Glam Slam. It's never clear what Glam Slam is. It's just like, maybe
Glam
it's like
Slam does not need to be explained. It is Glam Slam.
It's Glam Slam.
And that's all you need to know.
It feels like it's kind of like a BuzzFeed or something like that. Like it's some kind of like a content production machine essentially.
They produce content. They have a bunch of people that make videos for them and create money. It's definitely like a BuzzFeed type situation.
Like she's trying to join the Try Guys is what's happening. And so she meets up with Keith and the other Try Guys. I can't remember their names. Zach and Eugene and the other one who's a dad, whatever that Try Guy's name is. And their auditions fall on the same day. It's so exciting.
Yeah. On the exact same day, could you believe it? And the Glam Slam interview is live.
I guess, like sort of. There's nothing about it that seems like it's live. It's such a weird.
No, like the interview happens, and it took me a minute or two after that. It's like, why did they make such an effort to tell the audience that was live? Like that didn't have anything to do with it.
It's so, and like, especially considering it's just being filmed on like a digital camera. Like it's not even being filmed on a phone or like, how is that going live? What is happening?
Yeah. Glam Slam loves that Katie pours milk on people.
Oh, it's their favorite thing about her. Thanks for dumping that milk on those nerds. Like
they love those 5.4 million views.
Yeah, and then that lame video that she posts that's like, do and don't. Do help people. Don't push people down. If you look at the view counter on that, as the video's playing, it literally gets 1 billion views. And then later on, the girl's like, oh, I hope we can get more of those 5.4 million view things. It's like her last video, which was the lamest thing ever that nobody would ever think twice about, got 1 billion. You're focusing on the wrong metrics.
They really should have focused a little bit more on that do and don't video, because that was lame as frick. I don't think anybody would be on board with that. They would unsubscribe correctly.
It looks like something that you would make it looks like something that you would make to play on the TVs in the hallways of your high school in between classes that people would look at and go, what is this crap? I don't care. And then keep walking. Like it's so... For it to be the thing that's like, this saved your whole career is like, what is that? Like you're not even in it. Like there's no voiceover from you. There's nothing. It's just bad music over poorly shot footage that just says do and don't over it. What? There's no point to it. Dumb and bad movie.
It was a real low moment for sure.
Oh, easily the lowest point of the film.
Yeah.
I will say this though. What wasn't a low moment, this was actually a moment that I went, that's actually kind of brilliant. Like, I kind of love that for the kind of, so Katie goes to like get a photo shoot done for Glam Slam. It's Cassandra and Katie's body. And so she's at
Glam
this,
Slam.
yeah, she's at this photo shoot and she's like panicking and doesn't really know what to do. She's awkward and weird. And then Katie calls her on her phone and she's switched so Cassandra's
He's
number.
breaking down, ladies and gentlemen.
Cassandra's number is in Katie's phone, but it's in her phone as Katie Sharp because that's whose brain is in Cassandra's body, and there's a picture of Katie Sharp. And so Cassandra, in Katie Sharp's body, holds up the phone, and it says Katie Sharp with a picture of Katie Sharp, and then the woman takes a picture, like the photographer takes a picture of her holding a phone, and it looks like she's calling herself. And I went, that's kind of brilliant. Like, I kind of really like that. I think for that kind of influencer social media garbage life, that's kind of a brilliant photograph to use for it. Like that, I get why the photographer's like, oh, c'est oui oui, sacre bleu, mamma mia. Although I think she's Italian or Russian.
Je ne parle français. I think she's from.
I think she's Italian. I'm pretty sure she's Italian. See, that's the thing. The photographer's accent is just European, and that includes France and Russia and Italy and South Korea and all the different parts of Europe.
I think she says wunderbar at one point.
I think she says my country's shaped like a boot at one point.
Well, we'll have to go to toe on that one because some
Boot
say
to
that
boot.
France is shaped like a boot too.
Well, once David Blaine gets down from planking on the Eiffel Tower, he can tell us what shape the country is.
That will never happen because
No.
he's staying up there for life.
I'm Katie Sharp, and I approve this message. What a lame friggin' send-off to your videos. That is something that a lame nerd would come up with to be a catchphrase for someone on social media.
I wish that was our send off and you just called us lame nerds, but
Well, we can get rid of I love you, we love you, and adopt we're pure
No.
boys and we approve this message.
you saying that out loud just yucked my yum. I love our send off.
Me too. I don't know what else happens. They switch back.
There's the Hawaiian party.
Yeah, that sucked.
That happened earlier. That really did suck. I don't know what it is about these Christian movies, but they really don't get what teen parties are like.
Right? They're like, oh, kids set up decorations and they have cake.
Yeah.
It's like these kids are
They stand
shotgunning.
around.
They're shotgunning beers and they're doing body shots out of 15-year-olds' belly buttons. That's what they're doing at these parties. They're not putting on lays and listening to like Hawaiian music in this guy's parents' mansion. I'll tell you that much.
It's very true. They're smoking the dope. They're
Yeah.
doing the things.
Yeah,
They're getting weird with it.
Yeah, they're snorting coke. They're snorting Adderall. Kids are buck wild.
Especially in Louisville.
Yeah, they're hitting vape pens. They don't care.
Lots of vape pens at those parties I've had.
Yeah, they're getting popcorn lung. It's fine. Whatever.
Smells like cotton candy every room you walk into.
Oh, you walk in, instead of getting a Laid put around your neck, you just get a big cloud of cotton candy smoke blown in your face. You go, welcome to the party, loser. You go, you're the one
Popcorn
vaping.
lone loser.
Like, you're the one vaping. I'm not the loser here. Let's get honest with each other here.
Yeah, let us be honest. So yeah, they switch back.
They switch back. They learn their lessons. Katie learns that she should love God, and Cassandra learns that she's selfish, which is not something that I thought she had to learn, or even did learn. Like, I don't know.
Cassandra didn't have to learn anything in this movie, but she did learn how to be confident in herself and sing Baby Bird about her mom.
Well, that song stunk. That song includes a line, "You can fly in the ocean." That's one of the lines of the chorus. And she's singing like, "You can fly in the ocean." It's like, well, what are you talking about?
First of all, one of the most overused lines in music history.
It's in every song. Every song. You can fly in the ocean. Listen, turn on the radio. Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, they're all saying you can fly in the ocean.
Yeah, because you can fly in the ocean. Is she talking about ecstasy?
Yeah, I think so. She's talking about getting wet. Doing PCP. You can fly in the ocean, baby bird. Hit this pipe. Hit
Now
this vape
that
pen.
sounds plausible. That sounds very plausible.
Mom, I wrote this song about you and your crack addiction. You can fly in the ocean. Yeah. Baby bird, you're just like me. You're just like me when I lost my wings. Well, what does that mean about the baby bird? Your lyrics are bad, and your singing is generic, and I don't know how you got into Juilliard, considering the girl before you played the hell out of a piano, and you went up there and sang the most generic folk song ever.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the piano girl got in, but this is frickin' Juilliard here.
Right? Exactly. This is the most prestigious music school. What are they doing in Louisville, Kentucky, auditioning people for... Wouldn't you go to New York? Isn't that what Juilliard? Juilliard's in New York, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to ask you where it was.
I think it's in New York. I could be wrong, but I think that's where... I'm pretty sure that's where it is. That's the Fame School, isn't it? Maybe it's not. Who cares? But the point is, they're not doing like an American Idol style cross-country tour to find people to go to Juilliard. They're not like hard up to find Juilliard people.
Yeah, people come to them.
Yeah. They don't go, hey, Louisville, we're going to be in Louisville this week. Get your auditions ready.
Sign up.
Get ready to sing She Bangs in front of us, and we'll put you on the next season of Juilliard.
I really want to audition for Juilliard and do She Bangs.
Me too. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe we could do it as a tag team and both get into Juilliard.
Yeah, we can tag team Juilliard.
I like when they're about to leave for the audition and Cassandra in Katie's body is like, hey, just so you know, or no, Katie in Cassandra's body is like, hey, why don't you go to the audition, get Katie into Juilliard, and then she won't go, and then Cassandra will go in her place. And the other girl rightfully goes, no, that wouldn't work. That's not how this would. They wouldn't just accept someone else showing up that day. I don't think so.
Yeah, shut it down. This is a dumb idea.
At least
they clocked it.
They did, yeah. They clocked it before they rocked it. And then,
but could you believe that it was audition day and they're about to go into their auditions and they ain't switched back yet? Like, you do the switching at night when they're sleeping.
I know. The switching here doesn't make any sense. Like, the switch here is like, you would freak out. I mean, you'd freak out regardless. Like, this movie doesn't address any of the big questions of, like, body switching. One, God exists. And people just go, I guess that's fine. I guess we're fine with that. Proof that God exists. Two, your whole reality would be shattered. Like, you would lose your mind. You would lose your mind if you switched brains with somebody else. What a mind fudge. My biggest disappointment with this movie, and I want to write this into something. I think this is a very funny premise for something. I think we should write like a sketch or like just a short, like 15-minute thing, something like that. But it's a body swap movie where a girl and her bully swap bodies. And then instead of them learning lessons, the bully just learns a bunch of new stuff to bully the kid about. So then when they switch back, she's just like, haha, your dad's a drunk, and haha, your family's poor, and haha, like just gets all this insider information to just load up her ammo, and she just double barrel torches this girl when they get back to school after switching back. I think that's a very funny ending.
Yeah, doesn't learn a gosh darn thing. The other one's too busy, like, doing her hair.
Yeah, just or like the bullied kid finds out that the bully has a sweet life. Like, just, you are rich and you do drive a Porsche and life is amazing for you.
So there's just a montage of that person just living it up in the mansion.
And then she switches back and the bully's like, your family uses food stamps. Like, it's just like so mean to them when they get back to school. Stuff that other people wouldn't, like, they read their diary and they're just like, you still wet the bed. Like, they're just brutal to that kid when they get back to school. Oh, that would be such a great ending.
One thing that I really hated about this movie was that there was no cool montages. I feel like a switched movie is ripe for montages. And There was the makeup scene when Kate's about to do Cassandra's makeup on Kate. And I'm like, okay, here we go, montage, and then the music just stops, and then they put on makeup and have a conversation.
Yeah, there was no like glow up montage or something where like Cassandra gets like a makeover by Katie, and they go to the mall, and then she's like, hey, you know, like you don't have to wear a gray t-shirt every day. You could wear a pink t-shirt. And they go, and she like shows her how to like pick clothes and do her makeup and stuff like that. And then in the meantime, Cassandra is showing Katie how to pray and how to worship God and all that. There was nothing like that. I'm with you.
A pray montage.
Oh, that would be sick. Just hands down, praying so hard. Put me back in my
Clay
body.
Is binding their hands.
Yeah, Clay is whipping them and just being like, "You worship harder.
Love each other.
Yeah, forgive, turn the other cheek."
Yeah, let's start a love revolution.
Oh, let's start a love revolution. Stupid. Wait, the only thing that would have made this...
I don't think you can say that's stupid.
The only thing that would... Well, you can, because I just did. The only thing that would have made this movie perfect is at the end, Katie gets hired to Glam Slam, Cassandra gets into Juilliard, and then Katie's like, hey, welcome to my first video for Glam Slam. I'm here interviewing Cassandra Evans. Cassandra, first question for you. What's it like walking in someone else's shoes? Weird first question. Nobody knows the context of that. But it would have been great because that's where it ends. And she's like, let's start a love revolution. And then they show the metrics and it's just like flatlined. Like nobody, people went, we hate this.
Well, yeah.
1,000 thumbs down.
You are working for Glam Slam now. Get like Justin Bieber for your first episode. Who's this Cassandra person?
Yeah. Here's a girl that goes to my high school. You're fired. You're fired.
No, canceled.
Oh, you're out of here. Burn. Analytics are in the toilet now. You've ruined Glam Slam.
And then they show Glam Slam getting bankrupt and
sued. The leader, the owner of what's it called? Glam Slam.
Grand Band Slam.
The Grand Bland Slam is just being let out in handcuffs. Like just like, and she was arrested, and the whole company went under because of you, Katie.
Let's start a love revolution.
Let's start a love revolution, starting right here on the show.
I love you.
I love you. We love you. Switched.
Switch.
Pure Boys Podcast. You open your app, then listen to us, yeah. On and on and on. Talking Christian movies, cause it's just the Pure Boys Podcast. Listeners, I'm definitely going to cut my bullying rant at the end of this. You're going to hear me talking about it in the song, and you're going to go, what's he talking about? It's not a thing that's in the episode. And I'll go, yeah, that's correct.